All in Your Hands has been such a journey for me. It's really close to my heart because it started off as kind of one of those prayer journal entries, crying out to the Lord kind of songs where life just felt like a battle, really. And it felt like a battle for a long time. And I could only find relief, really, in pouring my heart out to God in song. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time in my room. I remember when the song started to form, I just spent hours crying on the floor. And I remember the Lord just kind of speaking to me, and it was like I just heard this melody like drop into my spirit. I am on your side. And I think that was kind of the start of the song, where it was God just reminding me that He was the one fighting for me, that He was actually on my side, and that there was victory even in the midst of the battle. And I think that even in the midst of tribulation there is triumph. And I remember the Lord like pointing out some little stones or rocks to me, and He's like, pick those up. And I just picked them up, and I was just reminded of the story of David and Goliath, and it was kind of, I guess, with the verses, and then Bazi kind of contributed some lyrics around that whole battlefield and giants, and I was like, yeah, this feels right, like, and especially with my story, it's felt like, yeah, a lot of battling, I guess, against these giants, especially like fear, anxiety, depression, mental health, which has been a big part of my life.
One thing I love about the song, like probably the most, is we as a worship team have seen Claire with the song, like carry the song, but also like we've seen her like go through these struggles, but just trust in the Lord so incredibly. And that's been beautiful for us to watch, and her getting up and singing and writing the song like All in Your Hands is like, it inspires me when I'm playing, because I'm like, man, like if Claire's going through this and she's declaring this over her walk right now, that is like so inspiring. And even like I think it was the night before we recorded the album, did like the live shoot.
It was rough.
Yeah, like I don't even think you could get up and sing it, eh? It was, but that's the beauty of us as we carry this like brokenness, but God actually has got all of that in His hands.
Yeah.
And just like you say, like we don't have to fear because He's fighting that battle for us.
Yeah.
And that's what I've loved about the song, is seeing Claire's journey of that battle and trusting in what God's got.
I think that's probably one of the most inspiring things about you as a songwriter, Claire, as you take things that are so raw and vulnerable and you piece them together so beautifully that like it's obviously really touching for you, but it can be so touching to others as well, and it can speak so deeply into other people's stories and other people's journeys, and you've like just put yourself out there, laid it all out, and you've been like, this is me, this is what's gone on, and this is what's happened, but you then enable other people to like almost process their journeys like through your words, and it's so beautiful. It is so inspiring. You're just, I think that's what every songwriter would ever hope for, is that their songs would be so touching to others, and you nail it every single time.
It's definitely like brought me so much healing. Getting to the end of this process and now having the song out and hearing stories from people just telling me how the song has impacted them and given them strength, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm so grateful that the Lord has brought me through this and has brought me out to the other side and has gifted me with the song that's been able to give hope to so many other people. And that's like the biggest like dream of mine, is just that my songs that are born in the valley and they're born in such difficult times would bring people so much hope. And it just brings me so much healing to see how God just uses it time and time and again.
So good.
That's so good, man.
That's great.
Man,
that gave me
because you're